Right. I'm just grooving, man. Chill out. Whether Trump is falling asleep or not, one thing is for sure. The courtroom sketch artist hates him. Contrary to the fake news media, I don't fall asleep during the crooked DA's witch hunt, especially not today. I simply close my beautiful blue eyes sometimes, listen intensely, and take it all in. I don't know how dumb he thinks the people who support him are, but pretty dumb, because today he tried to float the idea that because of the gag order, he's not allowed to testify.
Picture this. A guy with a microphone and a quick wit versus a former president with a Twitter account and a short fuse. Sounds like a fair fight, right?
From here on, we aren't just following the Donald Trump drama in New York. We are part of it now. We are part of the official record of the people versus Donald Trump. Punch in the gut. You know, Trump has been encouraging his people in New York to come to the courthouse to support him. This is what he got. After large rallies, Trump is greeted at courthouse by a single fan. And I'd like you to close your eyes and try to imagine the one person in New York who showed up to cheer on Donald Trump, okay? Got it? All right, now open your eyes. That's her. There you go.
Well, Jimmy Kimmel's been poking the bear, and boy, is that bear mad. Trump's on a tweeting rampage, calling Kimmel a total loser and accusing him of being desperate for ratings. But here's the plot twist. Kimmel's popularity is soaring faster than Trump's blood pressure. It's like watching David take on Goliath, but instead of a slingshot, David's armed with dad jokes and celebrity interviews. Want to see how this modern-day political showdown plays out? Keep watching. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video.
I should have worn makeup.
Oh, yeah, good one. Here's the thing about Don Jr. What he lacks in intelligence, he also lacks in charisma. So Don Jr. was not at Daddy Donald's last night. The prodigal son was being grilled as part of the $250 million case against their business. There he is, tiny soprano. I wonder what's going through his head right now. And as with all cases involving the family Trump, DJ TJ was sworn in on an upside-down Bible. He will finish his testimony tomorrow, and then Eric will testify, and then Trump will claim he's never met either one of them.
When you poke the orange bear, have you ever wondered what it will do because of your action? As a result of Jimmy Kimmel, we have just been given the opportunity to sit in the front row at the circus. On his show, Kimmel made the decision to criticize Trump Jr.'s hunting practices, which was the beginning of everything that happened. Putting it mildly, it was not a tribute to the outdoor activities that the Trump family enjoys doing. As we are all aware, Donald Trump Sr. does not exactly have a reputation for having a thick skin. You could practically hear the gears turning in old Donnie's head when Kimmel dropped that bomb about Jr. Just picture this. Trump's face is as red as a tomato that has been sunburned, and he is hunched over his phone as if it were the last Big Mac on the planet. As a result of his tiny fingers working overtime, there must have been grease stains all over the screen. It's amazing how quickly those tweets gained traction. The situation was reminiscent of a young child throwing a fit in the cereal aisle, with the exception that Trump was yelling about Lion Jimmy and fake news comedy, rather than Fruit Loops being the subject of his ranting. Kimmel wouldn't know comedy if it hit him in the face like a cream pie was the subject of one tweet. Sad. An additional priceless gem, Jr. is the most skilled hunter. However, Kimmel did not have the option of searching for a way to escape from a paper bag. Trump, on the other hand, did not stop there. Oh no, he was just getting warmed up. As the evening progressed, we noticed that the tweets were becoming increasingly strange. Trump's use of arbitrary terms such as witch hunt, in kafif, and tremendous gave the impression that Mad Libs had gone awry. A tweet that he sent out at one point stated, "Kimmel's jokes are as flat as the earth. I'm sorry, but that wasn't what I told you. Information that is not true." The Twitter tirade reached its pinnacle when President Trump unleashed what can only be described as the mother of all tweet storms. The 280-character masterpiece managed to disparage Kimmel's hair, cast doubt on his patriotism, and compare him negatively to a potato. This was accomplished despite the fact that it boasted about the size of the crowd that attended his inauguration. In all honesty, it was a sight to behold. Immediately after you said delete account, Trump's tweets started to vanish into the void of the internet. It was very much like time traveling through the process of his hairline receding. They were present for a brief period of time, causing chaos and confusion, and then, poof, they vanished as quickly as Trump's promise to make his tax returns available to the public. The comedy that Kimmel was performing was just getting started, but it's possible that Trump's tweets vanished even more quickly than his hairline. It has come to light that Kimmel's jokes about Trump are the source of laughter among even the most ardent Republicans in private. Getting this information is comparable to finding out that your sour grandfather secretly enjoys dancing on TikTok. Kimmel's response to Trump's outburst on Twitter was a hilarious example of comedy gold. In July, he appeared on his show with a smile as big as Trump's tie and started giving out burns that were hotter than Mar-a-Lago while he was there. Due to the fact that they were laughing so hard that they were in stitches, the audience gave the impression that they were attending a convention for tickle fights. The most unfortunate aspect is that fans of Kimmel's typical audience were not the only ones who enjoyed the jokes. A staggering 15% of Republicans who identified themselves as Republicans admitted that they had engaged in laughter in response to Kimmel's content that was related to Trump. It would be the same as finding out that 1 in 7 people who wear MAGA hats also have I'm with her t-shirt on their person. It would appear that Kimmel's humor is crossing party lines more quickly than a politician who is looking for contributions to their political campaign. The zingers that Jimmy Kimmel made about Donald Trump at a convention for conspiracy theorists went viral more quickly than fake news has. People laughed uncontrollably and shared his jokes widely. Some of his jokes, such as referring to Trump as Grumpy Trumpy and comparing his tweets to those of a constipated third grader, were among the most widely shared. Kimmel appears to have identified a weakness in Trump, but it turns out that his discovery was nothing more than a joke. However, this is the point at which things begin to take an interesting turn. A recent survey found that 30% of young voters believe that late-night comedy shows like Kimmel's have a greater influence on their political beliefs than traditional news outlets. Kimmel's show is one example of this. You read that correctly, people. Jokers are more likely to influence the political opinions of young people than serious newscasters. They appear to be more interested in laughing their way to the polls than they are in becoming completely uninterested in policy discussions. The giggles aren't the only thing that matter either. Because of Kimmel's style of political comedy, research suggests that viewers may develop a more critical attitude toward politicians and the policies they implement as a result of watching political comedy. It's almost as if Kimmel's jokes are like sneaking vegetables into children's desserts. You're eating something nutritious while still thinking you're just enjoying a sweet treat. Kimmel has rates of engagement that are exceptionally high. Kimmel's political humor is gaining traction faster than you can say fake news. It would appear that laughter is effective in spreading, and Kimmel's humor is gaining traction. By telling jokes, he is not merely amusing himself, rather he is influencing people's perspectives one joke at a time. As far as the general public is concerned, it seems that Kimmel and Trump are engaging in increasingly hilarious debates. A good joke has the potential to have a greater impact in politics than a campaign pledge, which is something that nobody would have predicted. One could compare it to watching a comedian who is only equipped with a microphone take on a man who is convinced that the word kofef is a real word. The worst part is that, according to experts, aspiring politicians who want to engage with voters may need to work on their comedic abilities. This is the potential obstacle that they must overcome. Can you imagine Donald Trump participating in an open mic night? It is highly probable that he would heckle himself. Instead of tweeting, he ought to start practicing his tight five in order to improve his skills. Taking everything into consideration, it would appear that the jester is leading the king in this Twitter battle. It is impossible to deny that Kimmel is contributing to people's laughter, whereas Trump is only contributing to their laughter. Observing this situation is analogous to being a spectator at a contest of cunning in which one of the sides has failed to bring ammunition. In the event that you are paying attention, Donnie, perhaps it is time to trade in that phone for some comedy classes. A simple thought.